War Thunder sponsors this video. More about the deal they're offering to you later on. 100 tips to help you dominate Battlefield 6. Not just beginner stuff, I have 50 easy tips already on the channel if you want to see them. Straight into tip number 1. You can cancel a grenade throw by pressing switch weapon before you let go of the grenade input, so you don't waste a grenade if you change your mind. Tip 2. You can slowly and quietly open door by aiming down sight and then pressing open door. Tip 3. You can pick up a support kit from the ground, throw down a heal crate, and then switch back to your original kit so you can resupply ammo. Tip 4. You can still use your spotting or marking button when you're down to indicate where enemies are to your allies. Tip 5. You can jump off a ladder and grab it again as you fall if you ever find a situation where you need to do that. Tip 6. Place your mines in a triangle shape rather than a line, so you have more chance of them detonating on one target and getting the kill. Tip 7. Bullets shot through bodies, teammates, or enemies do less damage with standard rounds. Tip 8. You can damage a tank a little bit with the sledgehammer. If this is a useful start so far, consider subscribing for free to join this community and see my content in your feed more often. Thanks for getting me closer to 100k, really appreciate it. Tip 9. You can destroy enemy equipment with the recon drone. Tip 10. You can repair the support walls as an engineer with the repair tool. Tip 11. You can hide a motion sensor in some bushes so it has more of a chance of not being noticed by the enemy. Tip 12. Place your claymore properly. Don't just put it directly in view. Try doing something like putting it just around the corner so the enemy is less likely to notice it and then trigger it. Tip 13. If you're playing with friends, consider forming an epic tank squad if you're a tanker, with an engineer for repairing, support for reviving the engineer if they get killed doing it, and then also engineers with RPGs so they can jump out and help your tank to beat an enemy tank and keep your tank going. Tip 14. The minimap tells you if the enemy are above or below you with either an upwards or downwards arrow on the enemy marker. If there's no arrow, they're on the same level as you. Tip 15. You can kill enemies with the repair tool. Try it, it's fun. Tip 16. Ladders can be a ladder, a ramp, or a bridge, and you can pick it back up after use. Tip 17. These little windows can also be used around the map, and you can access them again with the assault ladder. Tip 18. You can reload cancel by quickly double switching your weapon, so you can then try and get your rounds off to hit an enemy if you need to. Tip 19. This reload cancel can also be used on a shotgun in the middle of doing your reload, so you can use the ammo you just loaded straight away. Tip 20. Don't forget, if you're a support, there's an anti-grenade gadget, so if you're using it, throw it down when you're capping an objective. Tip 21. If you're the gunner in a tank, one of your main jobs is to watch behind you, not just in front. Tanks are weak from the back, and the driver has a hard time quickly switching to look behind them, so don't get your tank blown up by not checking your 6 often enough. And if you really like vehicles, this should suit you perfectly. Here's a quick mention of today's fantastic video sponsor, then back to the tips. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made and is available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices, where you can take control of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships from 10 major nations, ranging from the 1920s to modern day. It's realistic, it's authentic, and it places you right into the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time, where you're not just shooting at simple boxes with hit points. This is my favorite element of the game that I can recommend. You're dealing with intricately modeled vehicles with engines, fuel tanks, weapons, and crew, all susceptible to taking damage and being disabled. You can then combine this with in-depth customization with countless camouflages, historical markings, and decorations for all types of vehicles, including community created ones. And a community of over 95 million players can't be wrong about the appeal of this game. It's available for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. You can sign up using my links in the pinned comment or video description, and when you do, all new and returning players who haven't played for at least 6 months on PC or console will get a massive bonus pack with multiple premium vehicles and an exclusive Eagle of Valor vehicle decorator, along with 100,000 Silver Lions and 7 days of premium account. This deal is available for a limited time only, so get on it and play War Thunder with my links below. Tip 22, you can combat roll. Hit your crouch button as you're about to land when dropping from a bit of a height, so you take less or no damage and keep your momentum. Tip 23, wait for the revive. Every decent medic in the game is thanking me right now. Just take a look, see if a medic is coming for you before you decide to instantly go to the respawn screen. Tip 24, you can shoot enemy mines to blow them up, so clear them, but also make use of them if an enemy drops one near themselves or there's one near an enemy vehicle. Tip 25, learn common enemy playing norms. If you can predict what enemies will be most likely to do, you can better plan for how to beat them, so pay attention to what you see happening a lot. Tip 26, use a decent headset if you can. The sound in this game can be hard to make use of, putting it lightly. A decent headset will give you the best chance of hearing enemy footsteps and general information that you need from the audio feedback. Tip 27, consider leaving C4 on an objective such as in rush or domination, so you can blow it up when you see that an enemy is capping that objective, even if you aren't near it. Tip 28, if you're on a controller, switch your LB and RB or L1 and R1 buttons so they now match the layout of previous Battlefield games for ping and grenades if that's what you're used to. Tip 29, you can crouch run, but a lot of players are doing it wrong. If you crouch then run, you just end up running normally. You have to run, then press crouch while running. Now you'll be more hidden and quieter. Tip 30, you exit a vehicle the way that you're facing, so make sure you exit away from danger rather than into it. Tip 31, you can tell who the squad leader is in your squad. They're the player with the cross-shaped icon rather than a circle, although it is a bit hard to see. Tip 32, if you're worried about someone hearing you climb a ladder or approaching them, you can try timing your push with loud noises such as gunfire or explosions. Tip 33, if you're playing support, remember to throw your heals down during an extended gunfight. That health regeneration might be what it takes to see you win the situation. Tip 34, if you aren't sure if you're looking at an enemy in the distance, use the spot button. If they go red, it's an enemy. Too many people forget to do this. Tip 35, when assist as kill pops up on the screen, it only counts towards your kill challenges, not towards the kills on the scoreboard. This is different to previous Battlefield games and in my opinion is a mistake to still label it this way. They should change it. Tip 36, to use the alternate fire mode on a weapon, you need to aim down sight, then press whichever input is to change it. On controller, for example, it's the down button on the D-pad. Tip 37, you can move your HUD inwards, so you get less eye strain when looking at the minimap by altering the HUD padding in the settings menu. Tip 38, consider using a thermal scope in RedSec to better pick out enemies, or even in multiplayer if you really struggle with enemy visibility. Tip 39, you may think you can't mark flags and such when in a vehicle if you use a controller, but you actually have to press the down directional button instead of the usual spotting button. Tip 40, if you once tried to kill the enemy with the support defibs, make sure you charge them to do more damage than if you just tap it. Tip 41, if you're in a vehicle on your own and using a controller, you can switch straight back to the driver's seat by pressing B or circle, so you don't have to switch through all the other seats first. Tip 42, you can crawl and aim at the same time, something some players don't realize because some other FPS games make you do one or the other. Tip 43, you can use tank creep movement to go over enemy mines without triggering them. Tip 44, the top of a ladder or zipline is a great spot for a claymore. Tip 45, Battlefield 6 is a game where you can attach C4 to a vehicle and then drive it like a massive portable bomb. Tip 46, remember to switch your class based on what your team needs in that moment. You don't have to just use what you started the game with. Tip 47, suppression in this game doesn't do what we're generally used to, but it does prevent health regeneration for 5 seconds and squad spawns for 5 seconds. Tip 48, mounting on cover lowers recoil and makes you less visible than just peeking up over it. Tip 49, pick up on the support bag is not how you get ammo. That's to pick the bag up. Just be near the bag to get the ammo. I've had way too many people make this mistake. Tip 50, you can move into smoke to become unspotted if you think someone has marked you. Tip 51, going prone helps to extinguish fire damage more quickly. Tip 52, charge the defibrillator to revive your teammate with more health. A tap gives them less. Tip 53, use high rate fire guns in bad ping or bad connection lobbies. It means if a bullet doesn't connect, it's not as punishing as when using a slow rate fire weapon. Tip 54, listen for bomb defusal on rush so you know you need to go and stop the enemy from doing it. Tip 55, if you need to repair your tank when in danger from mainly the front, try something like driving forward, deploying smoke, then reverse and jump out to repair in concealed cover. Tip 56, get used to tracking ahead of helicopters to successfully RPG them down. It's easier to gauge their flight this way rather than just picking a spot in the sky and instantly firing. Tip 57, you can try shooting enemy claymores to see if it kills them if they're camping next to it. Tip 58, precision weapons have a rangefinder that zeroes the gun to the right range. You can equip this as an attachment. And yes, there are currently some cheesy ways to bind it to the same input as aiming or firing, so it's even easier. I don't use these, but it's up to you. Tip 59, don't be afraid to let your teammates go in first and take the bullets, so you can then clear the situation out and revive them. Tip 60, you spawn with more rockets if you use the anti-armor training path on Engineer. Tip 61, don't be afraid to put a scope on an SMG or any weapon really if it helps you. Visibility can be hard in this game, use whatever works for you. Tip 62, if you're on controller, lower your stick dead zones if you feel like they aren't responsive enough when you first move them. It's buried in the controller tuning section of the controller tab on the settings. Tip 63, if you have stick drift on controller, where the game moves without you doing anything, do the opposite of the last tip and increase your dead zones until the drift doesn't happen anymore. Tip 64, use all of the available audio cues to help you to decide how to approach a situation. Footsteps, reloading, reviving, use it all. Tip 65, if you want to get more points, an easy way is to mark flags and enemies, and it helps your teammates out. Tip 66, I highly recommend the ADS bolt attachment for a sniper that you've set as one of your weapon drops for RedSec, allowing you to stay aimed down sight as you take multiple shots. Tip 67 is basically the tip we did 2 tips ago, but with a very specific focus. Mark the flags as the squad leader. We don't have a way right now to request an order in this game for some reason, so if you're the squad leader, use that mechanic please. Tip 68, you run faster with your melee weapon out, especially useful in RedSec. Tip 69, if leaning confuses you in the game, pay attention to the lean indicator, letting you know when it's available. It's small, but once you're used to it, it can be very useful. Tip 70, you can jump into and out of a slide, so get used to chaining those movements together for when it's helpful. Tip 71, mark players for revive the same way you would a flag or an enemy. It lets them know you're on the way and they might be more likely to wait for you. Tip 72, you can perform a revive when the ally has the revive outline around them, so no more guesswork about when you can go for it, and press the button or key. Tip 73, if you're running smoke on medic, throw the smoke down on a downed ally if it's a dangerous position. Tip 74, probably the most basic one out of all these revive ones, and maybe the whole video, actually revive your allies when the opportunity arises. Some of you are absolutely awful at this. Tip 75, you can't place a supply box on a vehicle and drive it around. Previously in Battlefield this could be done, in BF5 for example, I made an ambulance. Don't waste your time trying it on this game, the box just drops straight through the vehicle. But then this happened, so now I'm confused.
Wait, no, that makes a mockery of my video. Why does it work there and didn't work anywhere else? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to add that in now.
Tip 76, the gunner of a tank can disable mines if the tank is equipped with that ability, so keep an eye out for that coming up and make use of it when you can. Tip 77, don't forget to use your class ability. Your meter fills up on the right side of your screen, giving you more powerful abilities. Make sure you actually use the top ability at a good point when you earn it, and it's a different ability for each class. Tip 78, try leaving claymores on objectives in small team modes such as domination. Tip 79, if you want the absolute best chance of landing your damage with a lot of guns in this game, stay stationary, crouch, and burst fire the gun. It is ridiculous how much this is necessary right now, but I don't make the game, so now you have the info. And no, I don't really do this because it's boring, but use it if you want. Tip 80, the stationary shielded MGs favor a high sensitivity so you can look around quickly and block damage with the shields on the front. Also, they're really good, so don't ignore them. Tip 81, find your best guns regardless of the meta. Meta guns will always be a thing, but sometimes you just play well with whatever you connect with or simply enjoy the most. Tip 82, pre-fire doorways. If you think someone is about to re-peek a corner, or you want to hit the enemy as soon as you go around the corner, or you want to stop the enemy from coming around the corner right away, pre-fire it. Tip 83, switch positions during extended gunfights. Don't be too predictable, especially if the other player is good enough to be staying in a long battle with you. Move positions when they take cover or you break line of sight, keep them guessing. Tip 84, a rarely used move is to jump over enemies when running downstairs at them, or if you have a little bit of elevation as they come around the corner. Tip 85, you can change your aim assist setting when playing on controller. If you feel the aim assist is hampering you, try reducing it. By the same token, addition, if you turned it down because the aim assist used to be awful, maybe try turning it back up now it's been changed. Tip 86, try forming an anti-vehicle crew with friends. 1 recon painting targets and then 3 engineers with launchers. Recon can also run C4 for close range anti-tank vehicle play. Tip 87, you can slide revive with the defibs for even faster play and potentially dodging bullets. Tip 88, change weapon icons to weapon names in the kill feed to make it infinitely more recognizable what guns people are using. Tip 89, if you don't like the pistols in the game, I highly recommend you unlock either of the revolvers currently available and give them a go. 2-shot kills at close range and really fun. Tip 90, remember you can bounce grenades around corners and off angles to potentially deal damage without risking taking it yourself. Tip 91, if somebody knows you're coming, try rounding the corner further back. Sometimes players don't expect it, as players generally use the closest approach possible, and you might even find that their gun model sometimes blocks their view of you coming from a slightly unexpected position. Tip 92, and back to reviving because it's so damn important, clear the revive area first if you can. No more running right in front of an enemy to give them an easy second kill because you didn't take 2 seconds to check why your teammate even died in the first place. Tip 93, try creating a personal power position with a placeable barrier and support bag when running support. Now you have cover, ammo and heals from just quickly placing 2 gadgets down. Tip 94, don't underestimate hipfire on the right weapon. A lot of players are very obsessed with aiming down sight. If you have a good hipfire gun, use it, but also don't hipfire too much if your gun is totally not built for it. Check your attachments. Tip 95, learn how to use smoke. Smoke is often not for dropping exactly where you are, yet most players do that. Instead, smoke is for covering an area for you to move into or for throwing directly into the enemy line of sight. It makes a big difference. Tip 96, if you've peeked an angle and need to re-peek it again, you have no other option and the enemy know you're there, try peeking it from a bit further back. That change can sometimes be enough to have the enemy not instantly shoot you again. Tip 97, make sure you're using your XP boosters from this menu to save yourself some time grinding for things. Tip 98, firing your weapon without a flash hider or suppressor means you appear spotted for the enemy. A flash hider means you don't get the red in-game marker above you when firing. The suppressor also does that, but in addition, keeps you off the minimap for enemies outside of 15-meter range. Consider using them when building your weapons if you can afford it. Tip 99, the tip for jumping off a ladder and grabbing it again from earlier? Well, you can do basically the same thing with zip lines. Throw in your parachute for added delay if needed. Tip 100, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already so you can keep getting content to help you to enjoy the game more. I really hope that helps you. I've done all of it with a really bad throat and cold, so I hope it's gone well. Thank you for hitting the like button to help the video to do well as well. What a weird sentence. And again, thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to give it a try. Plus, if you're a new player or returning player after 6 months of previously playing on PC or console, get hold of your bonus pack by signing up to play via my links in the video description or pinned comment below. Again, available for a limited time only, so don't miss out. I also have a 50 easy beginner tips video if you want to see that. It's linked in the description. Leave your own tips in the comments today if you want. Patreon is also in the description if you want to directly support the channel and keep me making videos. And YouTube is now suggesting another video of mine to you that it thinks you'll like, and I'll see you over there.